JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, JDF boots Army captain linked to Pathways Church. The Jamaica Defense Force JDF has parted with Captain O'Main Morgan, who has been linked to the controversial Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James. Army spokesperson Lieutenant Nathan Curtis says the Defense Board gave approval for Morgan to retire his commission in the force. It took effect on October 27, 2021. Curtis has been asked to indicate the reason for the decision. On Tuesday, the JDF announced that it had launched an investigation into allegations that a service member was associated with the church that has captured national attention for the past 2 weeks over a deadly incident at the church. According to sources, on the night of the alleged religious ritual on October 17, the captain and the policewoman were in their force-issued uniforms when they escorted their leader, Kevin O. Smith, in his BMW SUV from his Square Gardens home to the Norwood Avenue Church. The captain was the driver, while the policewoman sat in the front passenger seat. On reaching the church, she reportedly exited the vehicle and opened the back door for Smith to get out. It is further reported that the policewoman had been in Montego Bay from 2 days earlier. Soon after, the captain left the church. Mentally ill man found dead at Mandeville bus stop. Police are probing the death of a mentally ill man who was found Friday morning lying in a pool of blood under a bus shed on Manchester Road in Mandeville. The deceased has been identified as Brenton Cogle of Beltline, a community southwest of Mandeville. Preliminary reports are that passers-by stumbled on Cogle's body early in the morning and called the police. The body had what appeared to be a wound to the head. On the scene at the intersection of Mayday Road and Manchester Road, Cogle's brother Billy was distraught. "Me get a call say my brother died at the bus shed, and the police are asked the family to come identify him," said Billy Cogle. "Right now me feel weak because of my brother. And if he knows him die and I don't know if a people him do a road nothing. Me know him as a man when I want to come home. He's a sick man. He prefer upon the Mandible side," he added. Billy said he has removed his brother from the streets many times, but he always returns to sleeping on the road. "More time me see him, me take him off of the Mandeville town and have him run me same way. Him come way because he made sick," said Billy. Exgunsman gets emotional on stand. The second prosecution witness in the Klansman 1 Don gang trial this morning broke down in tears while speaking about a member of the 1 Don gang who he described as his best friend. The former member of the gang was very emotional and was seen wiping his eyes repeatedly as he testified about his childhood friend. Before breaking down in tears, the witness, who is testifying via video link in the Home Circuit Court, bowed his head after disclosing that the defendant is his best friend. "Both of us went to the same primary school, and we went to the same high school and were in the same class most of the time," he said. "I used to go wait on him to go school, and him mother would always a cuss and say never early yet," he recalled. While the witness struggled to retain his composure, some of the alleged gang members who are on trial laughed at him. One was overheard saying, "Big man like that but him a cry." In continuing, the witness told the court that he and his best friend had remained friends after high school and that his main role in the gang was to collect extortion money. He also told the court that his best friend had never had a legitimate job and was a member of the gang before he, the witness, got involved in 2016. When asked about their relationship, he said that they would talk often both in person and via telephone, and even when his friend was in jail. "Him always ask me for money. Him say have picking it for mine and him always broke," the witness testified. The reputed leader Andre Blackman Bryan and the 32 other alleged gang members are being tried on an indictment with 25 counts under the Criminal Justice, Suppression of Criminal Organizations Act and the Firearms Act. Jamaica records 8 more road fatalities over the past week. 8 fatalities were recorded on the nation's road over the past 7 days, according to statistics provided by the Ministry of Transport and Mining's Road Safety Unit, RSU. The deaths were registered between October 22 and 28 in the parishes of St. Catherine, Manchester, Westmoreland and St. Andrew. Manchester and St. Catherine proved to be the deadliest parishes, accounting for 6 of the 8 fatalities recorded during the period. All the deceased were males. In light of this week's death toll, the director of the agency, Deirdre Hudson Sinclair, has once again urged citizens to use the road with caution, indicating that it would be unfortunate to lose anyone else. The director is appealing to individuals to reduce their speed when traversing the roads. Meanwhile, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover and Westmoreland remain the most accident-prone parishes across the island. The 4 parishes account for 31% of road fatalities recorded so far this year. Jamaica has now recorded 374 deaths on road networks since the start of the year. The fatalities are as a result of 333 crashes island-wide. When compared to a similar period last year, fatal crashes and fatalities have both increased by 1% and 2%, respectively. St. Thomas sees an increase in murders. St. Thomas is seeing a 6% increase in murders when compared to the corresponding period last year. According to reports from the police, as of Wednesday, October 27, the parish recorded 28 homicides since the start of 2021. For the corresponding period last year, 23 cases of murder were recorded. Head of the St. Thomas Police, Superintendent Alison Byfield, said that the increase is due to a flare-up of violence in 2 areas of the parish. She noted that the troubled areas are Bull Bay and Seaforth, which have each recorded 6 murders. The parish recorded its latest murder on Tuesday, when a man was shot and killed in 11 miles in Bull Bay. He is 56-year-old Fitzroy Burke, otherwise called Pedro. It was reported that Burke was at a shop in the community when armed men approached him and opened gunfire, killing him on the spot. Byfield said the police are maintaining a presence in troubled areas. She, however, noted that policing Bull Bay has been a challenge due to the bushy terrain. Agro Investment Corporation secures 4 investors for a mango orchard project. Agro Investment Corporation, an agency of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, is on the hunt for 20 investors to put to work some 1,000 acres of idle sugarcane lands in Tollgate, Clarendon. The lands have been earmarked for the cultivation of the St. Julian and East Indian mangoes, a fruit that was given the green light for re-entry into the United States market 2 years ago. High demand is also coming from the United Kingdom and Canada. So far, 4 local investors have been identified for the project. Each will lease 50 acres of land from the Agro Investment Corporation under a 25-year renewable lease arrangement. In addition to the cost to lease the property, the investors will be required to spend between $13 million and $15 million to prepare the land for cultivation and put the crops in the ground. The division, which has responsibility for developing and implementing the business and investment models that support the Agriculture Ministry's policy, is working to have a model farm on the property by year-end, during which time it hopes to sign off on the lease arrangements with the first 4 investors. In May, the ministry announced the allocation of $128 million to develop the land into mango orchards. The funds are being used for road and water infrastructure for the orchard and the construction of a hot water treatment plant. We had about 25 persons applying, 4 of which we're moving ahead with before the year ends. We hope to sign another 4 investors by the first quarter of 2022, and that may be a mix of local and foreign investors. CEO of the Agro Investment Corporation, Dr. Al Powell, said, "It takes on average 3 years for the crops to bear fruit. Preliminary estimates by the Agro Investment Corporation are that at year 4, mango yield per acre would run approximately 5,500 pounds. The St. Julian and East Indian mangoes fetch $150 per pound at farm gate price. Assuming each investor can cultivate the entire 50-acre plot, the investor stands to make $41,250,000 in revenue annually. Under favorable conditions, investors can expect an average margin of 92% over a 10-year period, Powell said. The Agro Investment made the first call for investors in July and ran a second advertisement for the project on Sunday. Sweeteners for investors include promise of ease of transport via the Maypen to Williamsville leg of Highway 2000, assistance with market linkage to the US, Canada, and UK through the State Investment Marketing Agency JAMPRO, business planning and business counseling services, technical support, local and international food safety certification, along with access to the approved hot water treatment facility for the treatment of mangoes for exportation. The treatment facility is not expected to be located on property. There are about 4 crops that are in high demand, particularly in the US: avocados, ackee, mangoes, and breadfruits. We want to do all 4, but we're starting off with mangoes, based on the constant calls for us to supply Julie and East Indian mangoes, Powell said. Since the resumption of mango exports to the US in 2019, some 10,418 boxes, totaling 49,298 kilograms of East Indian, St. Julian, and Trinity Graham mangoes have been exported. 109 new COVID cases in Jamaica, 18 more deaths. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 109 new COVID-19 cases and 18 deaths on Thursday, bringing the infection total to 88,775 and the virus death toll to 2,217. The new cases comprise 69 females and 40 males with ages ranging from 18 days to 89 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 29, St. Anne 19, St. Catherine 17, Clarendon 8, St. James 8, St. Mary 6, St. Elizabeth 5, St. Thomas 5, Hanover 4, Manchester 4, Trelawney 3 and Westmoreland 1. The deceased are a 68-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, whose death was previously under investigation, a 55-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 32-year-old female, and a 73-year-old female from Westmoreland, a 56-year-old female from Hanover, an 84-year-old female, an 88-year-old female, an 86-year-old male, a 37-year-old female, a 62-year-old female, a 51-year-old male, and a 57-year-old female from St. James, an 82-year-old female, a 44-year-old female, a 73-year-old male, and a 77-year-old male from St. Elizabeth, an 81-year-old male, and a 67-year-old female from St. Catherine. The deaths occurred between March 11 and October 27, 2021. In the meantime, 189 more people recovered in the last 24 hours, bringing total recoveries to 57,551. Currently, 291 people are hospitalized, 22 of which are severely ill, while 18 are critically ill and 63 are moderately ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.